Hi, I'm Karen Thompson. I want to let the world know a secret about me, leading up to stalkers of various genres and policies. I was questioned by the FBI one day. They intimidated my mother before coming over to my house and questioning me. It was a state officer, but state's federal, so what can I say? Anyway, I got a knock on the door. There were two people, thought they were Mormons, dressed in Minnesota Twins jerseys. I put my dog in the kennel, and as I put my dog in the kennel, they flashed the badge, and I was like, oh my. And short of barricading myself in the house, I opened the door. And I said, are you here about my son's father? And they said, no, we want to talk to you about a different friend. And I said, what happens if I don't cooperate? And then they said, we'll charge you. And I was like, really? But I was smart enough, knowing my history, to not ask for what. And then, well, we spoke. I gave absolutely no information. I told them plenty of crimes that I committed, but they were interested in that. And after they left, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't usually use the computer. My internet was shut off, and my cable was shut off. And I don't know how they found me. I don't know how they had any idea about who I was. I know a little history about probably what they were looking into. Ultimately, everyone I knew got arrested. And then, you know, life went on or whatever. And all my friends were gone. And then I started seeing a man. And right around the time I started seeing him, things started happening in my house. And I started locking the doors. And they would still get in. And things would go missing. Jewelry, what have you. Things would be moved around. There would be evidence of people using drugs in my house or on my pets, which I'm definitely against. And this went on for a period of 2 years. All the time I was calling the police going like, there's all this stuff happening. I wasn't even doing drugs at this point. And I believe it was all because I was questioned by the FBI. I don't know what people think happened in that situation. I don't know who else was questioned. I don't have any knowledge as to why they were asking me questions about these people. I had very little involvement with anything that was going on. And by the end of it, I had to move for my safety. I left a group home one day last, let's see, when was that? October 4th, I was put in a hospital, and then they put me in a they call it a crisis house. It's been since shut down. And I went to my new townhouse where I had moved to and cracked a beer because I was like, I'm over the age of 21, I should be able to have a beer. And then I took a taxi, because I didn't have a car at the time, back to my farmhouse, which I still have the keys to, all that stuff. And I got scared while I was there and called the police and said that someone's outside. And the cops came to my house because I had absconded from a group home, which makes absolutely, it's like, if you have a home, why are you in a group home? And they broke in my door, knocked the door off the hinges, had guns drawn and tasers drawn, and detained me and brought me to the St. Clair County Jail for a holding cell, and then brought me to a psych ward, and then brought me back to the group home where they were feeding us food from the food shelf. I don't know if they were embezzling money or what they were doing, but I also called the police while I was at the group home and said, look, there's no food here. I mean, and they were saying prayers at the table, and from what I understand, government should be separate from church, and for whatever reason I found out from a friend of mine that was there that indeed the house was shut down. And I guess all I want to say is that these situations are very complex, and the mentally ill are being exploited, they are being hijacked from their homes, left to wonder what it is they did wrong. I'm not saying I've never done anything wrong in my life. I am perfectly aware of all of my crimes. But why is it that I'm being put in a psych ward instead of jail? I mean, I've had the cops called on me, and I'm just like, please take me to jail, give me a sentence, you know, tell me what my crime is that makes me be locked up all the time. Why is being me so offensive? I think that's a good question to ask everyone. Why is being you so offensive to the government? Why is you so offensive to being to the county?